and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime podcast. I'm your host, Lane Cordish, joined by Superintendent Hime and several guests.
3 academic all-staters.
Yay!
Awesome. Big shout out to Lawton Public Schools staff. A lot of teachers involved and obviously their parents and probably most important is them. They did a lot of work through school. I mean, a lot of people don't know you have to have at least a 30 on your ACT just to apply. And they give 100 academic all-staters in the state. And whenever I talked to them last year, I think they had almost 600 applications. So that's over 600 students who made a 30 or better in the state. And they only pick 100 as academic all-staters. And to make it is a huge honor. Mm-hmm. For Lawton Public Schools to have 3 is an honor too. So thank you guys for bringing honor to our school. So, we'll let you guys introduce yourself and kind of talk about a little bit about just kind of introduce yourself, what school you go to, and then we'll kind of add some questions to that. So we'll start with you, Izzy.
My name is Elizabeth Stewart, and I'm a senior at MacArthur High School.
I'm Aiden LaBonte. I am a senior at Eisenhower High School.
Okay.
And I'm Dylan Helvey, and I'm a senior at MacArthur High School too.
Okay, so kind of we'll start with Dylan this time on this end. Describe a little bit, and then you guys can add to it, and we'll go to Izzy next. But when you got it, how you found out you were an academic all-stater.
Well, I found out because they sent a box in the mail, and this came after like 3 months of waiting for it, so there was a lot of anticipation. So the box came in, and they had a letter and a lot of like cool stuff in it. So
did you like this when you saw the box? Did you know, or did you have to?
Oh yeah, I could see just from the box alone that it was going to be good. So,
what about you, Izzy?
Yeah, kind of a similar thing. I applied in early December, like late November, and then I applied. I sent the application. I didn't really think much of it, and then I got a box a few weeks ago, and I was like, it worked.
Aiden?
So I found out from my emails, and then my dad told me that he had the box, and he just got it out of the corner. So that was a little bit different, but it was good.
Did your dad know what the box was?
He did not at first, but then I told him, and he was
now that sounds like something I would do. So I'm not saying anything about it. When I was a parent, I was like, "Oh, this box came off. It's just probably some kind of junk. It's just a box." Oh yeah, I might need to give you that box. Still very exciting. So Aiden, we'll start with you. Talk about the application process. I said a little bit about it, but what else? There's a lot more to it than you just make a 30 and send them your name.
Yeah. So I had to write an essay, and they wanted a short description of awards, and they wanted my transcript, of course. And let's see.
Any letters of recommendation?
Yeah, letters of recommendation. That's what I was trying to think of. Okay, so they needed 2 letters.
Okay.
There was some specification as to the second one. I honestly don't remember it at this point.
Izzy, you remember?
Yeah, so there were 2 recommendation letters. I think one was from a teacher, and then another one was just from a leader in an activity that you're a part of. And then the essay, I think it was a pretty standard application, apart from the essay, which was a little bit of a unique prompt. I've applied to a lot of other scholarships and haven't really come across a similar one yet. It was, for me, it was describe an assignment that helped you think more about yourself and the people around you and changed your perception on life, basically. So, yeah, so that was the essay. And it was, yeah.
Dylan?
Yeah, it was a lot more than just the test score. We had to talk about our past experiences in high school, the activities we do, the leadership positions we have, and awards and things like that.
Okay. Now, last one, I think everybody started, so this is the 4th question. We're back to you starting, I think, Izzy. But what's your future plans?
So this fall, I'll be going to the University of Tulsa, and I will be majoring in nursing.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be going to the University of Oklahoma. I'll be majoring in political science, and I'm looking into potentially becoming a lawyer later
Awesome.
on.
My daughter went to OU, and she became a lawyer, so boomer sooner.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be going to the University of Tulsa, and I'm going to major in accounting. And
Awesome.
I also plan on going pre-law.
I majored in accounting for a couple years myself and decided I wanted to be a coach. helps me as a superintendent that I got all that accounting. But a tax accountant, a tax lawyer, they say that is one of the nothing wrong with that. So this is a trick question. So don't answer it if you hadn't decided yet. One of the toughest decisions I think you guys got to make is you pick one faculty member to go with you. Are you already going through that process? Because I'm guessing you each have more than one person that you're like, okay. So then you got to talk and make sure, like, especially you two guys at a MacArthur, because you may have some of the same teachers influencing you. So that's a lot of fun. So just you don't have to say if you know, but if you already know, that's fine. But how's that thought process going? You don't have to answer who, but are you going through that, Dylan?
Well, I do think I know. I think I'm going to pick Miss Perez, who's my speech and debate coach. She's done a lot for me throughout high school, and she helped me a lot with the application.
Awesome. Just let that out of the bag.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. So if you don't know yet, you don't have to say. What about you, Aiden? Have you been thinking through that part of it?
Yeah, so I spent like a couple days trying to work through it in my head. And I was talking about it with my mom, like going through all the different little factors and things teachers helped me with. It was, oh boy.
You don't have
to say who, but you are telling. So those who don't get picked will know that you put, like you're talking about. I think most all of us are saying what you're saying. There's just so many people. Izzy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I have 2 in mind, and I'm just kind of...
You've narrowed it down to 2.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if any of them are...
Oh, so you got a bidding war going on here. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see if they can make it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they might fix themselves
They're going to be
now.
really nice the last couple of weeks here. No, and I will say, from somebody who's lucky enough as a parent to be at the banquet, and then last year I got to go as an administrator award. It's an awesome organization, the Oklahoma Foundation for Excellence. They work really hard with our teacher foundation, education foundation that does a great job for our teachers. And so you guys, it's a scholarship, and you get, but the honor is awesome. It's second to none. It's one of the, from my seat, since I got into education, it's not only an honor for you, it's an honor for the school. And so congratulations.
Thank you.
And we appreciate what you've done for us and appreciate all your hard work being rewarded with this honor. So
I was going to say, and before we go, any words for anybody watching? You guys, they're juniors, right? So they should start thinking about that. What's one of the things you want to tell them? Because, you never think about it until it gets time to application. So if you could say anything to them to just convince them to make the effort, what would you say?
I would probably say just apply for as many scholarships as you can, especially like the littler ones. Like there are a ton of local scholarships here in Lawton and Fort Sill in Comanche County. So yeah, college is really expensive, and I'm grateful that I have this in my tool belt. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I've noticed that like state and local scholarships tend to be a bit easier to apply for. The one national level one, it was an honor society thing. That didn't work out, but these other ones that I've been applying for, like Oklahoma City Community Foundation, I feel a lot more confident about. And I think going local, or at least like state level, is probably the better idea as far as just the odds.
Dylan?
I'd say about the same thing. Just apply for as many schools and scholarships as you can. And also just participate in as many activities to get as much experience and meet as many teachers as you can.
Yeah, because again, the award you won is for leadership too, and so it's not just ACT score.
Yeah.
Although you have to make an ACT, then they start again to think that they're going to 600 people qualify, 100 make it in the whole state. You guys are 3 of the 100. It's a great honor, and it's a shout out. And sometimes we have a football player make All-State or a basketball player make All-State, or it's, shout out to Lawton High. They're going to the state tournament this week. It's a big deal in the school. And what you guys are doing is equally as so. And that's one reason why, after it came out, I said, hey, we need to get them on the podcast and celebrate them because I hope you can tell as a superintendent, I'm just honored that you guys did this for Lawton Public Schools. And again, you did it. I didn't. Great job. And we appreciate you for what you've done for us.
That's right. And so you're going to hang tight with us for just a minute, and we're going to get through our podcast and give some other celebrations.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned
Lawton High
Lawton
going
High.
to, yes.
They're going, so good luck to them as they compete
Tonight
this
at
week.
7:30. So about the time this comes out, remember if you don't go and you want to watch it, I'm not putting in a pub because they do charge, but NFHS, the National High School Federation Sports Network, does cover it. They do a fairly good job. I think it's about $9 a month. So it's actually cheaper than getting into the game that you can watch all the tournament.
And that's the only way because we're not allowed to.
No,
they
we're
have
not
the rights to that.
Because
so that's why
the
you're
OSSA has the rights to the playoff,
Correct.
kind of like college football or in NFL. I mean, when they get to the playoffs, the league controls all the rights. So, but you can get on the National Federation of High School Sports Network and watch it and get to see it. And shout out to them. We're going to be behind them at 7:30 tonight. And I'm planning on making that trip myself.
All right. And then I did tell Dylan that he'll help me with this next one.
Oh, yes.
And congratulations with the MacArthur High School Speech and Debate. So tell us what's happening with that.
Yeah, this weekend we had our biggest tournament of the year, which is the district tournament. And me and Cadence Aplin both qualified for nationals.
Awesome.
By placing in the top 3 or 4 people there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Yes, and we have something from every school. So bear with me. Aiden, we had Beak Week at Eisenhower High School, right, last week. And that was a big deal. We had $10,000, over $10,000 raised for the Lawton Public School, or Lawton Public Library. So
awesome.
giving back to our local community.
Yes,
so job well
very
done
good.
to them. And then for our littles, we had, and our secondary as well. And I have a long list. I was going to grab it, but you guys, I might mess it up, so we'll put it on the notes for the podcast. But a big shout out to our 4-H and Lawton FFA students.
That was a great. I mean, the county fair is always great. I happened to be
Yes.
out of town and didn't get to go as much as I like to. But a big shout out to everybody that was part of that in our local students, and that's even our elementary students and middle school students.
Yes,
that were
we had a
involved.
Grand Reserve winner. So if you didn't check our social media, it's
Career
out there.
fair.
Career fair.
If
was
you were
a big
part of that
event.
career fair, hey, big shout out. Did you guys get to go to the?
No,
That was for
they're
juniors.
seniors.
That's right. I'm
Yes.
sorry. The career fair was awesome. Thank you to LFA, Lawton First Assembly Church, for allowing us to have it there. It was awesome. I got there. It was greatly well organized. A lot of people there. And I think the students really appreciated it, and we're excited about that. We even started talking about, okay, what can we do next year? What can we do for our youngers? Because one thing we want to do is, you guys talked about concurrent classes. We want to make sure our 8th and 9th grade parents and kids know, it is free. You can start when you're a sophomore. We have 4 or 5 students graduating this year with a associate's degree, which is pretty cool that they get half their college all the way. Kind of saves them a little bit of money when they get there. And so we want to get that out and start talking more about our academies and pathways, some of the things that's just coming in as you guys are going out the door, but we're still trying to get there.
We're almost there. And then we talked about it briefly before the podcast, but next week is spring break.
Whoa, awesome, spring break.
Hopefully nice and beautiful weather and
And then it'll
not
be
too
almost
crazy.
April.
That's it.
And it's testing season. And then we got to go to graduation.
They're
Y'all
gonna
don't
be
smile like
almost-
that.
They're so excited. But a lot of things
Oh,
happen
I got a
in
smile out of
between
them on that one, didn't I? They're
know,
like,
I know.
okay.
A lot more things that happen before graduation.
Yes.
So we're excited for that.
Spring weather.
Spring weather, spring
Don't-
alerts.
Like we said, we always remind our parents, we have shelters in places and places for students to go. Please don't, if we're in a shelter in place and you show up to get your student, please don't get upset, but we're not letting them out. That's just the rules. And we can't open the door. And I know everybody, when you start thinking, I was a parent, am a parent, got grands now, 7 of them. And, I think if a tornado's coming, they all need to be with me. And I'm rushing up to get them. Well, if the sirens are going off, you're most likely not getting your child. So we appreciate you having patience with us on that.
Absolutely. And then before we go, Mr. Hime, we're going to do another elementary spotlight. We hope you enjoyed last week's, but we're not going to do that just quite yet because we have email and website.
Yep, email info at lawtonps.org. Again, we look for ideas, academic all-staters, different people to bring onto the podcast because we want it to be more students and about y'all's accomplishments, not about what we've done. And then our website is just lawtonps.org. So email us, get on the website, and find out and look at your school, your child's school, because one thing the spring does bring is numerous activities, not only at the high school, the middle school level, the elementary. I know we had our Battle of the Chef last week.
We have
Bob
Battle of the
is
Books
coming.
Friday. Yep.
The boat races, some of the are coming right around the corner. So there's just a lot of things going on at all of our sites and schools. So get on there and look, pay attention, and make sure you know what we got going on.
Absolutely. And you guys, we won't get to sign off like we usually do because we're going to go to our elementary podcast. So let's bid them farewell. Be well, stay safe.
Thanks
make
for
positive
joining.
impacts.
Thank you.
See ya.
The broadcast team hosts a school-wide Zoom every morning.
The morning Zoom includes the Word of the Week, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Student Creed.
The broadcast team is important because it gives important information to students and what they need to do.
My favorite part of the broadcast team is the joke of the day because we try to make everybody laugh.